Welcome. I'm Eric Willard, and this is the Expat's Guide to China, your entire guide to figure out how to live in China, what it's going to take, how to learn the language, certain phrases, everything like that. Basically, when I went, I didn't know anything, and I was pretty much just not affiliated with anything in the Eastern world. Well, it took me a while, and I finally figured out useful phrases in the language, how to read the language, how to understand the culture, the cuisine, certain other things. A disclaimer, I'm going to say things that might be a little bit different in some different regions in China because it's a very diverse country. No two provinces are alike at all. So I will do my best to try and get everything right. But this is your guide in order to try and get you to move to China or even visit, so that you can adapt and acclimate easier and get to know the people. And you know what? This guide is actually going to help you just get into the society better. Let's go. Welcome to the Expat's Guide to China. I originally went to China to work for a school in Hangzhou in 2015, a city of more than 10 million located near China's central east coast and the capital of the Zhejiang province. It's also the former capital of the Song dynasty and has both a diverse history as well as notoriety in the modern world. The city houses the headquarters of Alibaba, considered the Amazon of China, and much more. The city has amazing historical and modern architecture with a vibrant nightlife and plenty of activities in which to engage. In China, the cuisine is diverse, multi-ethnic, and quite delicious, but don't expect to find much Mexican food. A little background information on China. China has a population of 1.44 billion people. It's the most populous country, and to put in perspective, China has 21% more drivers than the entire US population. China has the third largest landmass of any country at 3.74 million square miles, just behind the US and definitely behind Russia. China is consisted of 23 provinces with some exceptions. There are 2 special administrative regions, which are called SARs, 5 autonomous regions, and 4 municipalities. The first thing you will need is a job offer. Most foreigners that move to China for work are English teachers, mainly from native English-speaking countries. There are a few exceptions to this. I will go into this in more detail in a later episode. With a bachelor's degree and a certificate to qualify you to teach English as a foreign language, finding a job is not terribly difficult. The second thing you'll need is a valid work visa. These are the 3 most common visas for foreigners as follows. The M visa, or business visa. This is for conducting business in China, not for working. Usually multi-entry, rarely single entry. It's normally issued for 60 to 90 days. Sometimes it's a little bit different. Valid for up to 10 years. You must register your address with the police within 24 hours of arrival. This is important. This visa can easily be renewed by simply leaving the country or going to Hong Kong or Macau. We'll go into some of these things a little bit further in later episodes. The next common visa is the R visa. This is for highly qualified individuals. For highly qualified people whose skills are required and urgently needed in China. Maximum stay of 180 days. valid for either 5 or 10 years. Dependents are also welcome on this visa, and the application can be expedited in order to get you to China quicker. The last and most important visa is the Z visa. This is the true work visa. Usually takes about 2 months to process, could be a little bit longer depending on your certain country of origin. You must apply for work and residence permits within 30 days of entry. Your job will normally facilitate this. They'll have a, so to speak, handler that will go to the police station and elsewhere in order to do this for you. So don't worry about that too much. Normally, it must be renewed yearly in one's home country. So you'll have to be off the job. A lot of the times, if you're teaching English, the school will pay for your flight and everything back home for about a week while they renew this visa. Standard is multi-entry. There's not going to be any single entry. You can come and go as you wish. The last and one of the most important parts of moving to China is to find a place to live. Among the several schools that hired me, they had accommodations already provided for me, and if I wanted to stay, it was a monthly fee which they deducted directly from my pay. If I decided to go find my own place, that was my choice. These apartments that the school provides are typically rented by the school and filled as needed with foreign teachers. Be aware, my foreign colleagues and I later found the school was collecting more rent from the collective of the teachers than they themselves were paying. They claimed it was a fair price, and it mostly was, and that they charged a little more so they could cover rent if the apartment was empty or with fewer occupants. We will discuss this issue more in later episodes. Let's discuss how to get to China. Alright, so you have a job offer, your visa, and a place to live, either by the school or independently. Now you need to physically get to China. It's almost universal that you must fit the bill in order to get to China, pay the visa fees, etc. Almost every school highlight as part of their employment package flight reimbursement. This is true, but if not noted in the job listing, in the small print, or stated after inquiry, that is contingent upon successful completion of one's contract, as well as normally an added bonus that equates to a percentage of one's monthly salary. I'm not currently aware of any school that will give you money up front in order to get to China. In my personal experience, some of these employers might find reasons not to pay your flight reimbursement and your bonus nearing the end of your contract. If you have fulfilled your duties and carried out your job without controversy, then I'd say 90 to 95% or more of the time they will pay with no problem. However, I have discussed with colleagues their encounters with shady employers, ones that are typically not authorized to issue Z visas, and these employers are typically the ones that utilize the M visa or the shady method in order to get foreigners over to their small schools much quicker. They will likely try and screw you somehow because the government will always side with the Chinese national versus the foreigner. A lot of the times, the private schools, the small schools, not all private schools, but the really small ones, maybe by just startup businessmen, they're the ones that are probably going to try and screw you on your wages, make you work longer, negotiate after the fact that you've signed a contract. These are the types that you look out for and want to be wary of. Dating. It's essential when living in a foreign country. I will discuss how to find a partner, which dating apps are the most effective for foreigners, which sort of behavior and etiquette one should abide by, what to expect from dating a Chinese national, and how to act when meeting their parents. Transportation can be chaotic in China. I will help you find ride shares, hail a taxi, which are the best ways to utilize personal transport, how to travel inside and outside of China. Tips for daily living. I will tell you how to transfer money, tips for shopping, useful apps, and more. Working and employment. I will help you find a job, which job sites to use, red flags to watch out for, certain requirements, what to expect, and more. Next up is cuisine. There are delicious dishes, types of food, what to avoid, regional specialties, and street food. Nightlife. Bars and pubs, clubs, and other popular activities. Geography. Provinces and other classified regions. Major cities, places of interest, regional culture, language, and customs. Cultural norms. Eating, gift giving, holiday traditions, things potentially surprising to Westerners, toilets, restrooms, and much more. The Internet, also known as the Great Firewall. How to use a VPN, which popular sites are blocked, common language differences, meeting other foreigners, and more. Language. This can be real difficult in China. You can learn useful words, useful phrases, language differences between East and West, dialects, and tones. Thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing.